Such a banger. GM everyone. How is everyone going today? Craig, mate, how you doing on this fine Thursday morning as the market continues to put in new lows, except for Hyperliquid, which is just maintaining insane strength up at 34. It was at $37 not long ago. But the market, BTC literally just hit 71K literally about half an hour ago. So we're waking up to more red. America keeps selling. Vitalik comes out and sells 6% of Ethereum. Turns out it isn't just because he's trying to sell on top of you guys. He actually has a plan for that wealth. But Craig, it's a bloodbath out there, as we've been alluding to for many months now. So we're living in it. We're talking about it, and we prepared for this. So now we're going to be talking about, well, what's our plan of action moving forward? So, mate, GM to you this morning. How are you today?
GM Greeny, GM everyone. Hello. GM mates. Yeah, dude, I'm good. Market is doing, unfortunately, what we spoke about, and it continues lower. And it will continue lower, I think, for quite some time. We've obviously been speaking to a few friends, and they've been trying to time the bottom, and that hasn't gone too well. Be careful trying to time knife catching, guys. We can speak about that a bit later. But anyway, no, I'm good. I hope everyone watching is good. Hopefully everyone's surviving this time in the market. It's not the nicest emotionally, so hopefully everyone out there is okay. And if you're not, step away from the screen. Probably some advice I'd give some traders: don't try and trade your way out of this
It
stuff.
is not. It is not the time to be trying to scalp swing trade. It's really like you've come out of a 2-3 month period where we went chop sideways between 80 and 95K. As soon as you break out of that move, it's going to be volatile. It's going to be impulsive. And it's going to be brutal. So you're basically trying to swing trade or scalp or swing trade against a high time frame trend breakout. And in this case, it's a breakout to the downside. So I took some losses. I'm down 4% this month on my Bybit trading comp and GTG because I took some losses on a Pepe and a pump long because the charts looked okay. I was like, okay, if BTC grabs this liquidity at 74K, can hold that push back towards mid 80s, then yeah, I definitely think that some of these alts could do okay. And they didn't, right? So I took I'm already down 4%. And so I stepped back. I already said, no, okay, not an environment where I know what I'm bloody doing and I can't even make money, right? So I'm still holding my head short from $96,000 for Bitcoin, but I've taken like 90% out. So it's only got, I think it's got like $150 or $200 left in it now. So, yeah, look, I hope to close that in the 50K range. That is the plan. Yeah, wow. Is to like just have a mad P&L chart down in the 50K range. It's such a shame that I mean, this is trading though. You got to stick to a plan. Like I think I had $1,000 in the original position. It's up like 20x on 100x leverage. So I would have made like I would have made $20,000 if I had held the whole position, but that's not how I trade. I like to scale profit at key levels. I scale profit at obviously 83, I think it was. I scale profit at 87. I scale profit at 75 as well. So it is what it is. But it's nice to be sitting at least in that short at the moment. And I do think I actually, Craig, it's interesting. You know how I had the 75K buy? I actually sold. I sold at 77K yesterday or the day before whenever we hit it. And I was like, you know what? We're going lower. Let me scale out here after talking to you and looking at the charts again. I'm like, okay, inevitably we're going below 70K. That's when I go, okay, I'll save myself that little 5,000 gap. Again, I don't know how much that is. 5,000 divided by 70,000. That's quite it'll be 10% or maybe not quite 10%, but 8%. Yeah, something like that, right? So some quick maths. Yeah, so 7.1%. I'll save myself 7.1% and accumulate more Bitcoin sub 70K. So yeah, my plan is I've added more bids between 60 and 70. I think that'll be the real good area to accumulate, and anything below that is awesome. I think that is truly awesome. We could go 30s. I don't think we go 30s. 40s less likely as well. 50s definitely could happen in my opinion. Craig, you are muted.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, Granny. Yeah, I agree. I think buying, I sort of thought about it, and for me personally, I just think buying the all-time high prior cycle and below is probably a better move. I also think, yeah, I agree with you. I would probably rather not be in at the moment, just because then you don't have to ride the emotions.
Yeah.
As well for yourself, probably, because obviously if you bought at 75 and then you see this pull back to 60, you're going to be like, oh man, like I just think patience. I just think patience is going to get rewarded, and like we're speaking, catching a knife's not a great idea. Not that that's what you were doing; yours was a bit different. But yeah, I don't see much point buying at 75 when you could just probably wait a little bit to get sub 70, which I think.
We're broken key structure again. Like BTC hitting 71 now, like it just shows you that the low isn't in, and it's clear manipulation in my opinion, or it's an impulsive move which price showed us. Hence why I'm bearish. But news and Binance and market makers and whatever the news is that really keeps compounding price lower is just it comes after the price has already showed us that we're bearish, right? So for me, I agree. Like if I'm buying Bitcoin now, which I think I will be, and ideally I get hyper liquid under 30, the dirty dog. Can you stop pumping, please? Thank you.
Yeah, no, same.
Like for me, buying Bitcoin under 70K is about a 3 to 5 year play. It's not a scalp trade over a week. It's not a scalp trade over a day. It's not a scalp trade or a swing trade over a couple of months. It is literally a put it on this exchange, put it on this wallet, and not come back. Yeah, set and forget, come back, and hopefully this ages really well. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about $1 million Bitcoin. Who knows whether we ever get to $1 million Bitcoin? That's a lot of liquidity. It has a finite supply, which is great, obviously, but it's very volatile, very responsive to liquidity, very responsive to macroeconomics. Okay, it's very manipulated. There's still whales out there with huge amounts of supply. So it's basically a giant meme coin, really, is how you could treat it. I do think that Bitcoin is maturing, and I do think that Bitcoin probably won't dump anywhere near as hard as previously we saw in the previous 2 bear cycles. But I do think time capitulation will really get a lot of people, Craig. I think for me, Q3, Q4 still aligns with where at least my analysis is showing. We could front run that a little bit potentially, but we'll have to just wait and see. If we really start to dump quicker, then a bottom could form quicker, in my opinion. But if we do keep slowly bleeding down over the next couple of months, then yeah, I do think that a bottom forms in Q3, Q4 this year. Now, does that mean that we're just going to have a massive pump from there? Probably not. You're going to oscillate around those periods of time for quite a while, like we've seen in previous bear markets. And then that'll be the time to, again, just aggressively accumulate, because you can clearly see that sellers are exhausted, right? Because price will go like something like this. It'll just oscillate like this within a range, and then it'll break out, similar to 2023. So yeah, I'm keen for that. And my DCA buys on both hyperliquid if we go sub 30 and Bitcoin sub 70 is excuse me, is my plan. It's a long-term plan, 2-3 year plan for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's the move, and that's where I think people trying to buy the bottom now, they'll end up getting chopped up because they're going to get so bored, and they're going to watch that buy just break down in value in it over the next 6-9 months, and they could get quite frustrated and then eventually capitulate at the bottom. A lot of people, as price goes down, it can move down faster just because people will they're going to lose faith. And you see that stuff coming out now, like people starting to get worried that Epstein created Bitcoin, which I doubt. And even if he did, it's decentralized, it's open source code. Like there's just so much. There's FUD coming into the market now, but it's kind of silly. Like if people are actually worried, I think, about Bitcoin's price based on the fact on those emails, I think the news is getting to you too much.
But that always happens, Craig. That literally happens in every bear trend and every bear market. People go, no, we won't ever have black swan events. No, we won't ever have bear. How could we ever have bearish news, right?
ETFs, Greeny. ETFs.
Something always happens, Craig. Something always happens.
Yeah. So there's going to be there's going to be even more capitulation. Like I don't think we're near the bottom. No, I don't reckon we're near, because you can tell on the timeline there's still not too many, but there's still people out there that think we're in a bull run still, right? So they actually, those people there that are holding that last sliver of hope for their altcoin bags, meme coin bags, they need to capitulate before a bottom forms. Like they actually have to. We need to see screaming on the timeline, anger. Once you start seeing anger and people saying Bitcoin's, a fraud, it's crap, I thought it was a store of value, all that stuff. The same thing happened last cycle. Yeah. And this cycle, what's funny is now these ETFs and those stories are still starting to creep in.
Yeah. And
it's like, I thought you guys were bullish. Like, anyway, yeah.
I mean, we'll look at it. We'll look at it today. MicroStrategy as well. That chart looks horrendous. And it looks like it's nowhere near down yet.
MicroStrategy.
We'll We'll
Yeah,
talk that as well. But I mean, this is pretty amazing. You've got a guy that's come into office, presidential like suite, and saying, look, I'm great for markets, I'm great for business, I'm great for the economy, and I'm great for crypto. Well, Bitcoin has historically held up decently, but as of today, it is officially dropping to the lowest point since Trump's election victory. So arguably, you cannot say that he might be pro crypto, but he's not pro price go up. He's if anything, he's hurt the price over his whole tendency so far in office. Look, I mean, he's 1.5 years in. So is that right? Is my math right? Yeah, it was January 25. Oh no, just over a year. So, look, he's got a runway because he's got 3 years, right? So look, he could be back. It could be back. But his tokens, he keeps dropping tokens, drawing liquidity out of other better assets, in my opinion. So there's a lot of troubles here, Craig. But yeah, any comments from you on this particular topic?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Like he's going to have, just on the point of Trump, he obviously came in at the tail end of the bull run. And unfortunately for him, he's going to have to cop the start of the bull run during his presidency. So Trump's, and I actually spoke about this ages ago on the timeline. I think it was on Twitter I posted, and I said Trump's going to be blamed, I think, for the bear market. So I think when things pull back hard, he'll be the scapegoat, and people are going to turn on him hard because the market's going to turn to absolute shite, dude. Like everything's going to pull back at some point. If he's got a year and a half left, I think he'll still be in office while all that's happening.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough time for him. But yeah, I would say for crypto, as far as price appreciation goes, he wasn't phenomenal. He added a lot of volatility. It was great. It was kind of like the market preferred the idea of coming in rather than when he was actually in. So it was more speculation. It's funny how markets work, right? They work better on speculation than real life.
They do. Yeah.
And so the initial speculation pumped us to a new all-time high. And then since it just, the hype was gone. And I guess people slowly got frustrated with the things he did and just didn't play out quite as harmoniously as we all wanted, unfortunately. And now we get to blame him, I guess, a little bit. So yeah, it's going to be a tough time for him over the next year and a half.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's bigger than just crypto. Like if you like, gold and silver have arguably topped for quite a while. S&P dumping 1% today. NASDAQ down 2.4%. Russell 2000 is down 2%. 64 billion, 1 trillion from the NASDAQ, and 580 billion from the S&P 500. Like that's crazy amounts of money. We saw trillions go out of gold and silver in the past week or so. So I was tempted to buy. I'm like, okay, hold on. Like I'm thinking about like buying some of these assets, but like they've just gone on such a tear since COVID, since 2008, and since the tariff dip last year, that it seems it's a tough market to be looking to be buying a lot of these things. I think maybe energy, uranium, resources, maybe like copper and stuff that really is interchangeably used for products that is worldwide used. I think that's probably the direction that I like to maybe think about over the next maybe couple of years. Then once some of these assets start to come back down again to reasonable levels, where it's tech, semiconductors, all those sorts of things, right? AI, those sort of, that probably becomes a decent opportunity later this year. Crypto, you could add to that as well. Maybe metals. Maybe I'm probably pretty bullish on metals going a lot lower personally before I get into them. But yeah, these are the sort of things that I definitely add to my watch list and just stay patient. Because for me, it's such a tough time to know even what asset to like. Even property, like property with rates going up here in Australia, which we spoke about yesterday. Like I'm still like, well, rates could theoretically go up multiple times this year, next year, and the year after potentially. Which might not necessarily be the best use of liquidity, right? You could maybe in the next 2-3 years, you could still outperform by getting into some of these dips, and then you can buy a house in cash. I don't know, like you never know, right? But can you outpace a 5 to 10% yield on a house over the next 2 or 3 years? That's compounded, obviously. So say what, a $1.5 million house could be worth $2 million in 3 or 4 years time, right? So I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one for me at the moment, where to think about. Like I don't really have a clear signal just yet on what I want to be doing.
Yeah, me neither. I think it's more a case of you just got to be patient and see where the market wants to go. I wouldn't be buying any of these for a while because, I mean, metals, for instance,
Yeah.
you might have to wait a decade or two
Yeah.
to hit the same point in the cycle. I mean, where it does this parabolic move. You might be waiting 1 to 2 decades because that's how long it took last time.
Yeah.
So, for the silver people in the room and the gold, they've actually, even though it did that parabolic move, some of them have waited a very, 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 very long time. Because I think from the last silver pump to now, I think it was about a decade. So it's a long time in between. So that's why some of these moves were so parabolic, is because the build-up has been so long. But unfortunately, at the end of that parabolic move is probably a parabolic move to the downside, which is happening. So I'm not keen to catch the falling knives. We spoke about this yesterday. I think when all these things break down, there's going to be years of accumulation time. So I'm in no rush.
That's what like capitulation and bear markets work in two ways, guys. For you guys who are watching, Craig nailed the point here. Like price is the first one that everyone always visualize and experiences emotionally, right? They look at the big red candles and they go, "Holy shit, it's down 2%, it's down trillions of dollars, blah blah blah," right? But it's time capitulation that a lot of people don't actually understand that really ruins people. And that's why the wealthy are the wealthy. They play time. They compound, they stay consistent, and they just wait. They go, okay, well, look at Amazon, for example, okay? Like when he created it, he was like, no, just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then exponential growth happens, right? As tech evolves, as it becomes a worldwide brand, all these sorts of things, right? So it's they play the patient game. And I think that's where a lot of people, particularly in our industry, Craig, crypto, like people forget shit within 24 hours, let alone a week. So the average person in crypto's time span, their ability to understand how long this could last, it could be months, it could be a year. We might not see Bitcoin get back above the 70K region for until 2027, mid 2027, Craig. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, no, exactly right. Time is on your side for accumulation now, so there's no rush. There's no rush to buy, because I think it's all going lower anyway. So yeah, I think if you're patient, you'll do very well. I think the problem with crypto at the moment, more so than it was in my first bull run, is that meme coins became the main thing people traded. And over time with meme coins, people are holding less and less and less. Obviously with meme coins, with Ethereum, I remember holding ETH bags for months, meme coin bags. They appreciated Pepe, Mog. You sat on those bags, right? You could sleep. Not anymore. Not anymore. You've got to get in and out on the same day, really, often. So with that in mind, people, I think, have just trained themselves now to look at trading as an intradaily thing. So they're trading in and out during the day. They have no appreciation for time now. So people just have, I think people have learned bad trading habits from meme coins.
Absolutely.
And that's not really, it's hard to do. It's really hard.
And I think a lot of people have lost money, and so they don't have money to buy. Life is expensive, particularly in countries like Australia. Since old man's been in office, I put a tweet up earlier today. It's crazy. Let me just briefly touch base on some actual figures. Rent has gone up 25%. Groceries have gone up 15%. Power bills are up 20%. Fuel is up 13%. Mortgage is up 31%, and car rego is up 26% since Albanese has been in office in late 2022 it was. So crazy. Like people don't have spare liquidity. And now really interestingly, let's look on chain. So we have the hash rate here, which is basically, it refers to the total computational power, right? Used by miners on the Bitcoin network to validate transactions and secure the blockchain. The really interesting part here, Craig, is the value of being a miner is not really apparent and superior anymore, because there's just not as much supply left and price is so high, right? So it's actually no surprise to see a bit of a capitulation with miners at the moment. What are your thoughts here on this particular topic?
Yeah, I was listening to someone speak the other day, and they were mentioning that one of the reasons why the hash rate's falling is because miners some of them are redistributing. Instead of doing this, they're putting power back into the grid because they're getting paid more for putting power back into the grid versus Bitcoin rewards. So he said miners are just putting their power back into the grid because they're getting paid more. So that was one of the reasons. So I found that quite interesting. this stuff always tends to happen from memory around this time of the market anyway. Obviously, Bitcoin's price pulls back,
Yeah.
so it's not as
Yeah,
lucrative
exactly.
for
Like,
miners.
look at that. Like end of last cycle, halfway through the bear cycle as well. Like big capitulations, big capitulation. It's not unnormal as well.
No, so no, that doesn't worry me particularly. It's just another data point that shows me where we are.
Yeah.
But yeah, that doesn't concern me. It just makes you go, yeah, we're again another data point to go lower. Unfortunately, lower, guys, for a bit. Lower for a bit. That's a good one.
Last point on this too is not only are they redistributing to energy, and I do think energy could be a play. They're redistributing to AI, running bots, plugins, building products. Like again, I've touched on this recently. Like AI is the new shiny speculative hype thing, right? It's not crypto anymore. So you got to think about that too from an investor and a trader mindset. Is a lot of the shit that you buy on chain, and I've got a chart just to show you proof of this, is literally going to zero and will never ever go back to its previous all-time highs or probably ever succeed in crypto again. So we'll touch on that shortly. Another data point that we like to refer to, Craig, as well, is the amount of sell pressure from the ETFs. This is basically since October. Shout out to Sexy from the GTG community for sending this through this morning. Outflows have been absolutely brutal since October last year. Look at the outflows. And again, we touched on this regularly, but ETFs are just retail added with extra flavor, in my opinion. Like it's just it's an exponential version of what a retail trader is. I don't think it's anything too. I think it's quite superficial, in my opinion. Is probably the way I like to phrase it.
Yeah, agreed. They haven't. I was going to say they haven't been as bullish as we wanted. I guess they are bullish in the way that, again, mums and dads become accepting of it as well. So I think over time, having the ETFs will change people's minds on crypto and its validity in the space as an asset. But it hasn't. It's not like on these dips you're seeing ETFs just go ham on the discount and go, let's plow money in.
Yeah, it's the opposite. They were buying at all-time highs and now they're selling at the lows. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's added pressure now, really. So while we might have had price appreciation for a little bit from them, now I guess the consequence of that is now we've got more weight to the downside on us as well.
Yeah.
So I think long term it's definitely a bullish thing, the ETFs, but it hasn't had the effect that even then I probably, when I first heard about it, I probably, you got excited, and that's why the price pumped as well when Trump was getting in, because it was all that news. ETFs are coming, and it was just the shiny new toy, and we're like, yes, this is it. Retail's going to come flooding in, and then daily exchange volume just never sent, man. We never saw a really massive exchange volume or anything like that. So, yeah, it's good, but it just wasn't as like. Well, I think a lot of people just thought ETFs, that was it solved a lot of things.
Yeah.
Not really. It just it probably added more pressure to the upside for a bit, and now it's adding pressure weight to the downside, and we're seeing that now.
Yeah, great. All right, moving on to the next topic, MicroStrategy, which is arguably a leverage play on Bitcoin. They are down, stocks 52-week low. Is there any hope for Bitcoin plan? What do you think, Craig? It is down 76% since November 2024. I would argue most assets are probably down around that in our industry, because that was pretty much the peak for alts, for meme coin supercycle, for a lot of assets out there. It doesn't look like a bottom's forming anytime soon on this. If Bitcoin keeps going lower, I would argue, why would you hold MicroStrategy if that's a leverage bet? Like, you are basically playing with leverage by buying MicroStrategy instead of just buying maybe the asset in-house, buying Bitcoin via an ETF or via the blockchain. What are your thoughts here, Craig?
Yeah. I haven't followed this chart really closely, but a little bit. I think this has, again, lower to go. From my understanding, hearing a few people speak about MicroStrategy, normally MicroStrategy front runs the pullback and pulls back first before Bitcoin, which it looks like it's done.
Mhm.
Yeah, yikes, man! From an all-time high of what 550 down to 129.
Dude, he bought like 200 million or 250 million in like at 11K or 15K or something. Like, why has he been just plowing into, like, come on, bro. Like, surely you have top tier analysts that are
Yeah,
plugged in with how price works and shit. You don't just keep buying at all time highs. I don't know. It just makes no sense to me. It really makes no sense to me.
yeah. I think long story short, this also goes much lower, much longer.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just interested. I guess I'm interested just to see how this how this performs over the next couple of years. But yikes, man!
And
Yeah,
well, to comment on that, we spoke about like Robinhood and Coinbase as well, maybe probably nearly a few weeks ago now. And we spoke about how they were very, very overextended as well. And I think these are certainly things that, and we spoke about this previously, is these sort of assets might become your altcoins, right? Rather than buying Chainlink or buying Sui or buying something like that, it actually might be, oh, hold on, I'm going to buy a company that is looking to become, like Robinhood, for example, looking to become the everything finance app where everyday people can jump on, they can predict on a market, they can trade a meme coin, they can buy Bitcoin, they can implement their bank straight into that particular app as well. So these are ones definitely on my radar in the future. And I do think that these are brutally going to pull back. I mean, Robinhood is already down 48% from its highs. Coinbase is down. It's breaking down as well, really brutally. It's down 62%. Craig, we spoke about this recently as well. I said it needs to break out of the structure in a bullish way. Otherwise, it looks like it's going to head lower. So really interesting times for these assets because crypto is suffering. I mean, Circle also, which is obviously a stable coin play, you could argue. Also, very much this one launched this cycle. It's down 80% from its highs, right? These are worse than some meme coins and altcoins out there. And these are publicly traded companies and stocks. Like, it's crazy the volatility. Anything associated with crypto is literally dumping to zero. Now, do these companies run it back? Yes, in my opinion. And I think these will age very well. Is the bottom in? Absolutely not. Like we showed you yesterday on stream, so go back and watch that. We show you how to identify a bottom on price. So I don't think a bottom is near on these assets, but I think these are worthy to add to watch lists in the future, Craig.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think the first two you brought up, Robinhood, and was a Coinbase.
Yeah.
Will be good buys at some point. Just not yet. But yeah, I agree with you. I think these are probably better buys than alts.
Majority of alts. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just ecosystem plays, which is
Yeah.
probably better because then you're not relying. Then you don't care which coins perform well. You just need people to be using their product to buy said assets. That's probably a better. I like that. It feels safer than just going, okay, I'm going to buy VeChain or AVAX or Solana or something. You'd rather go to the market, buy the marketplace, I suppose is what I'm saying.
Yeah, buy a business, right? Buy a business, right? That makes sense. Like that for me makes a sense. Like if you want deeper kind of direct exposure to crypto, these sort of assets probably make more sense than buying a lot of things out there. So it's an interesting space that we're heading into, in my opinion. Next topic, Elon Musk, XAI, starts hiring crypto experts for AI trading models. I don't know about you, Craig, but I timed the bottom in 2023 and I timed the top in 2025. My emails, my DMs, they're open. If Elon wants to slide into my DMs, he can send me a message because I've absolutely nailed the past 3 years and I can't wait to work with XAI.
Yeah. I don't know about this one. Hiring crypto I wonder who these experts are. Yeah, I don't know
So they're seeking crypto experts to train its AI trading models. The company's X page is now displaying hiring message, signaling the firm's shift towards officially recruiting finance experts to train and model XAI into crypto trading perfection. I mean, I'm not selling my secrets for free. Maybe I should apply for it. Maybe I should.
Yeah, Elon. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I suppose for AI, if you've got experts helping it out, it'll speed the process along. Won't it? I don't know. It seems like a weird world where you've got AI trading. For me, I almost feel like it's going to make it's going to make, what's the word I'm looking for? Trading harder for the average Joe. I think if you've got these machines in the background taking 0.001% moves, like I don't know, man. I find it weird thinking that AI would trade for you versus you learning how to trade and doing it manually. But maybe I'm just old. Maybe this is the new way, man. Just set and forget that AI do it for you and you come back and you're a millionaire. How good. Go and do your normal life. And it sounds like the dream, dude. I just can't see AI. Put it this way. When everyone has this and has AI, does that nullify the gains that you'd get if everyone's using it?
Nah, but see, like, there's already, like, this is the thing people don't understand about trading. Like, algos are already the majority of what price is made up by, and bots already trade out there. It's still programmed in a way that is psychological and mathematical. So arguably it might make it cleaner. I actually had this chat to Zeneca probably nearly a year ago. And it might actually make it easier to trade. Volatility will always be hard to manage, right? Because that is a varying variable that will always be news dependent, price dependent, etc. Supply dependent, demand dependent. But I would argue I don't think it's necessarily going to shape too much. I think there's still going to be the thing that AI won't be able to do that I know I can do is establish narratives, trends, metas, and know when to probably consider fundamentally and structurally at the same time. This taps into the G2G framework I've been building. Like using that collaboration to understand where a trend is going. I don't think AI will be able to do that because it'll be algo based on price and analytics specifically. Once they can integrate social understanding and maybe fundamental understanding, then it's a different ballgame, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's probably one of the things that maybe meme coins on Solana experienced is that you had these trading bots coming in and made it so what's the word? And everyone started using like platforms to trade automatically versus doing it manually, like we had to do with Ethereum. So you had Maestro on Telegram. You're trading in, you had to manually go in and out. There was no, take profits or sell, but there were no sell or buy limit orders you could do. You actually had to sit there doing it. Then Solana came along, and everyone started using the terminals and the bots. It made the moves, or I think it made it harder. I think it made it harder because you had bots that were satisfied with taking profit on a 1% move or 2% move, and you as a human just couldn't. You weren't quick enough. So actually,
see, there's quants out there that we've spoken to our people with, and there's quants out there that arbitrage bet across exchanges. Arbitrage trade across exchanges, funding rates, spreads, and you can't do that because it's microsecond order book transaction. So they are so tapped in that they code bots that can trade for them, and they're multi-millionaires, but they're anonymous. They don't want to be an influencer. They're not trying to get any clout because they just worked out a programmatic way to make money, right? So yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting.
It is interesting. And I guess, like you said, the guys and girls that do it well will do. Hopefully you can't hear the dogs barking outside. The people that do it well will probably make lots of money. I just don't know if average Joes are going to be able to use AI to make money trading. I just don't.
Well, I mean, so far, I've noticed, Ray from the Doggos, he tried to get AI to trade. It didn't do that well. So there's been no real evidence of it doing really well with ChatGPT and stuff just yet. There are a few AI products that I have spoken to previously that are interesting, but again, it's how much do you trust these? How much money do you give them? They're like, oh, you need 10K buy, and I'm like, I could do that, but I'm also like, maybe I don't want to do that. I don't know. These are things that I definitely will look into in the future for sure. Next topic, Ethereum rethinks a layer 2's Vitalik flouts new roadmap as price drops. So overnight, he sold 6% of his Ethereum holdings, down from 240,000 Ethereum to 225,000 Ethereum. After calling L2's dead yesterday. Now, it turns out that he's buying for a separate cause. It's not because he's trying to just take profits, but he is buying. But it hasn't stopped him selling. It hasn't stopped him selling in the past. Why is he if you're, I don't know, it's an interesting topic. If your founder is selling the asset that they built, I feel like that's pretty bearish in my opinion, no matter the cause, in my opinion. I think they could raise money, like do what Elon does, borrow against your wealth, like maybe like get money that way. Maybe Vitalik doesn't really care about that. But anyways, he basically came out and said he's rethinking the blockchain's relationship with layer 2 solutions. So obviously Arbitrum, Optimism, Starknet, Metis, Base, Abstract, etc., Monad, they're all EVM compatibles, right? The message from Vitalik is that as this $275 billion blockchain's co-founder, basically just said that they're growing too slowly to achieve maturity, while Ethereum's own base layer is scaling up. Ethereum itself is now scaling directly on L1 and large planned increases with gas limits this year and the years ahead. So I actually think that bullish for ETH. It is good to see that ETH is focusing obviously on scaling itself, because that was a huge issue when we were around last cycle in the 2021 Ethereum. I'm going to call that the Ethereum super cycle, because NFTs were crazy, meme coins on ETH were crazy, DeFi on ETH has been crazy. No one was really trading anywhere else. I like this. This makes me more bullish to probably accumulate Ethereum later in the year, even though he's going out and dumped 6% of his supply. Craig, Thought? What are you thinking here?
Yeah, yeah. I remember last bull run him doing the same thing too. That him just selling loads of Ethereum and people going, "Stop selling, stop selling." I thought you were bullish. So nothing's really changed. Yeah, I agree with you. What did he sell? 6% of his bag.
Yeah, 6% of his bag.
A lot.
Yeah. That is a lot.
That's a lot for someone. I mean, imagine if you were the top holder of, say, a meme coin, for instance, and you sell 6%. Like, if someone clips that, you're like, what are you doing? Like, so I think etiquette-wise, it's a bit how you're going. I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, you just got to realize these guys are just like everyone else trying to make money, and they actually don't really give a whatever about their holders, really.
Yeah.
Like, he's just dumping on holders, and like he says, "Oh, I'm selling for this." It doesn't actually matter the reason why you're selling that. Sell for a new car, ring for your wife. Like, it's the same thing, right?
So he withdrew 16,000 ETH, which will be deployed towards these goals. He announced he withdrew. So this was Jan 30th. Using the data transactions to give an impression that he's just selling on your heads. But it's still like 6% of the supply, bro. I mean, your post doesn't even tell me what it's for. What is it for? Open source decentralized biotechnologies. Is that what it's for? I don't know. It's interesting. It is interesting. But look, moving on. Let's look at charts. So, Craig, I'm going to go publicly on the record and say we will never, ever, ever have an altcoin season again. And this chart proves that exact existence.
You remember the chart that people used to pull up all the time last year, saying get ready for that altcoin super cycle? And there's that it's this chart actually, and they always showed the same chart going to the upside to go higher than these peaks here. Didn't happen, did it?
No. So yeah, if you look, so there's a big difference between this chart that is a far better representation of altcoin strength and normal total 3. So this is what total 3 looks like, which did actually get close to, well, it did actually, my apologies. It did hit a new all-time high, but you had this massive cup and handle playing out, and then it didn't, it went nowhere. It rejected, had a swing value pattern at the highs, very bearish. Like, that is a triple top right there, bang, to the downside. So the thing about this chart, and that a lot of people don't understand, it includes Ethereum and it includes stablecoins. You can't, like, that, they're not a fair representation of altcoins. This chart doesn't include stablecoins, doesn't include Ethereum, and obviously doesn't include Bitcoin. And that is a far better representation of altcoins. And as you can see, the best time for altcoins in comparison to ETH, BTC, and stables was 2017, then 21, 2024, 25. Not only did it pump in the meme coin super cycle, but the high created in 2025 last year was well below the meme coin super cycle of $127 billion that we saw in November 2024. Fascinating insights, Craig. And this is exactly why I like to use TA, because charts do not lie. Price does not lie. It always tells you the story that you need to try and understand.
Nah, spot on. And that just shows the interest in altcoins was just not there. So, 24, they got a little bit of, they copped a few bids. Yeah, I think people are just sick of them and kind of came to realize what they were. Obviously, I guess memes probably had an impact on it as well. Some memes affected altcoins negatively because obviously it was just a fairer, people just worked out they were the same thing ultimately. And so they
Yeah.
preferred to trade memes because there was no execution risk.
Yeah.
Or there is execution risk, but just a different kind.
Yeah.
And you could cop a 10x in a day versus
Exactly.
buying AVAX, hold for 2 years and be down 50%. You know, you could get into white whale or something like some stupid name, but it could actually pump versus a lot of alts just didn't do anything. So unfortunately, altcoins do you think they're going to get phased out? Do you think they're going to change? I guess maybe.
Well, I mean, if you look at all the airdrops as well, like they need to change the way that altcoins are launched, right? It was heavily like in 21, and the reason the majority of altcoins like AVAX and Co and Link haven't really done well is because meme coins, as Craig said, we trade attention now. We don't trade hype and speculation. Yes, hype and speculation goes very much in tandem with meme coins, but meme coins is attention, their trends, their metas, right? That really destroyed altcoins this cycle. The second part is most people forget that lots of those altcoins that launched in 2021 had vesting periods where investors or early contributors, whatever, who got in early to the token started to have unlocks 4 years later. And of course, that aligns with 2025. We've also matured as an asset class and people can see through the bullshit. Number 4, you don't need to hold any of these tokens because you don't need to trade with them, right? And so what really makes, like, you're just betting on the tech then, or you're like why do you need to hold a token? You actually really don't. So there's like 3 or 4 or 5 reasons why we will probably continue to never see an altcoin season again. I think meme coins will always be around because, as I said, they're a trend, they're speculative, they're based on attention. Altcoins, unless they're doing something like hyperliquid, something from time to time like Bonk and Pump Fun, something like Ethereum where it's scaling properly now for DeFi, or Bitcoin where it is basically a store of wealth as an asset. I think a lot of these altcoins are going to continue to suffer and go to zero very, very quickly.
Agreed. I think bullish for Bitcoin. I think bullish for Ethereum probably as well. That these are dying because, I mean, I guess we could hope that with the crypto market cap over time appreciating, the total crypto market cap, if a lot of these altcoins go to zero, that market cap hopefully fills up the other buckets of what's left, and that you'd have Bitcoin first.
Yeah,
obviously, I think Ethereum could maybe do well. Maybe there might be certain altcoins that do well. Ethereum, Solana, Hyperliquid, and maybe those ones become like the Googles and and so like the stock market, for instance, tech. You've got 5 that hold up the rest of the market, right? If they weren't there, everything else is doing terribly. I think this is what we're seeing now, and I think maybe the jig's up, man. I think a lot of these altcoins came along they just wanted money.
I would, 100%. I would hate to be working for an altcoin.
Imagine there'll be a lot of redundancies, man, over the next couple of years. I think in crypto.
How are there not more already?
I don't know how there's so many people walking around with certain badges from altcoins, man. When the altcoin's getting decimated, I'm like, how are they affording to pay all you guys?
Because they still have so much of the supply and liquidities or DAOs or vesting, right? Because their entry price was net zero. So even though AVAX might be at $11 or Link at $9, whatever it is, they can sell and probably make millions from that sell because they got in at zero, basically, right? So it's a different ball game, and that's what people, as a retail person who maybe watches our show, a normie, we're normies. We don't have access to that. We don't get investor, seed round, angel investing opportunities on some of these tech. And we might be down because we get it sold at a later period at a way higher price from where the majority of people get in, right? With the high net worth and supply control. So yeah, it's very interesting. It is very interesting. But yeah, no more altcoin seasons in my opinion. As of this morning, Craig, we broke down below the 50th percentile, the 0.5 Fibonacci on total crypto market cap for the first time in a long time. So crypto is officially down about 43% from the all-time highs late last year in October 2025. Brutal, mate. And it looks like we're heading back towards the $2 trillion mark in the coming weeks. No surprise here. I mean, as we said, as soon as you lose that support, as soon as you have this bear flag here playing out, okay, where you have a trend like this, continuing a consolidation pattern, like I said, for a couple of months, and then you have an aggressive, impulsive move to the downside, then yeah, you shouldn't be looking to long the market. You should be looking to probably buy a spot here for a short-term trade, because the trend is your friend, and the trend here is lower. We are going lower.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same as sort of how we spoke about you buy in the bear and then you scale out in the bull. It's just the opposite happening right now, right? So you just got to be careful. You got to scale in. You scale out profit. You got to scale it in now. So go slow, real slow. And I don't think you start scaling in as soon as capitulation starts either, because it's going to continue capitulation. Because there's still people out there, like we spoke about, who think we're going higher. So they're holding their bags, and basically their hopes and dreams still have to be shattered. But until we've got people screaming on the timeline at the government, at Trump, what have you done to us? This isn't the bull run we wanted, which is happening now. But there needs to be a broader consensus that we're broken. It's a bear market, and also that the system's broken, and we need to see all this stuff happen. We probably need to see an exchange or two go under. We need people's withdrawals to stop working, like we saw in Binance. Binance had pauses on withdrawals. That's bear market stuff, dude. And I remember when that happened last time, and I was on Binance last bull run, and man, there's a couple of sketchy times, bro, when prices dipping and you couldn't get in to sell nor buy. They just went down, and it's like weird timing, right? Like,
how does that work? Yeah, how does that work?
Yeah, and then by the time the price had kind of bottomed and moving up, then you got access to your account again. It's like, so I couldn't sell, but I couldn't buy the blood either. So it almost seemed manipulated. If I didn't know better,
everything's manipulated, Craig. Let's not deny. Let's not.
Finance, give us a call. We'll talk. Market mates.
Let's educate here. Everything is manipulated. It is manipulated one way or another. Just learn to accept that and hope that you can out trade that manipulation is really the goal, right? Moving on to something a little bit more personal. This is arguably the most bullish chart in the world right now. AUD versus USD. We are breaking out for the first time since July 2011, Craig. So that's a 15-year period where AUD was going down against the US dollar. This is good to see. It's bad for us who trade in crypto because everything is a US pegged asset. So tough times to be an Australian trading crypto, whereas over the past few years, it has been very lucrative because it converts nicely. It gives you that little bit extra bonus. Now it's not good. So it's very interesting times. Maybe I have to say, hey guys, no, I only accept AUD now.
yeah, I don't use USD anymore. It is quite. Yeah, I didn't really consider this for a while, but because a lot of us trading back, or even me trading into stables, which are USD based, when I then convert that to fiat, like you would here, or purchasing anything, it's like you said, it's more expensive now. So it's kind of it worked really well the last few years going that way. Now it's like, damn, that's another 10% off. Well, what's it up by? Sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's have a look. It's up from the breakout. It's up about 6%. So it's a tough one. It's like, well, should I be buying Bitcoin against AUD, or should I be buying Bitcoin against USD? Like, that's actually, I don't know. I actually don't know. Like, if this continues to if this continues to outperform, I would rather hold AUD waiting for my spot orders to hit than hold USD and lose value, like theoretically, over that period of time. I assume that the math is correct there, where if I'm holding AUD and that outperforms USD, well, then in theory, I could probably buy more Bitcoin. It just depends on the exchanges and the rates and the spreads of AUD versus Bitcoin and USD versus Bitcoin. Now, the issue we have is because USD is the far more liquid based asset against Bitcoin, you might actually maybe lose out because spreads and liquidity is a lot worse on AUD versus Bitcoin. So again, these are things that if you have the time, maybe dive in. If you are watching and you have the time, send me a DM, please, because that'll save me trying to figure it out. But these are again, it's about thinking about how you can use every single dollar. It's about budgeting. It's about understanding where you are in a market trend. It's about understanding more than just trying to time like a little quick trade. It's like, no, look at macroeconomics. Look at your currency weakness. Look at your currency strength. Should you be looking outside of crypto? Like, these are conversations, as we've been talking about on this show, and we'll continue to talk about, like, we'll bring in this to you live. So I really hope you guys appreciate that. So drop a follow or subscribe on YouTube if you are watching for the first time. Real question. We are now down at $8,850 per Pudgy Penguin. These were 10.3K, I think, end of last week, Craig. So we're already down nearly 1,500 US, minus 6%, 2,000 AUD already, Craig. Are we just lighting money on fire holding this Pudgy Penguin right now?
Yes. Yes, we are. Yeah. How much lower can it go? About what, $8 grand?
Yeah, no, lower. Look, the math I do is Ethereum to 1,000 base case. These go to 5 ETH. So ETH will go up in value, right? Like the bots and the algos who control the floor will push the ETH value up on the floor. So at 1,000 ETH, and again, bearish case, guys. Let's say 1,300 is probably where I do think ETH could get to. But say $1,000 ETH, 5 ETH floor on a Pudgy, that's 5,000 US. That's still down another 30% from where we are today. It's already a tax loss harvest. That's the thing.
Yeah. Sheesh,
You're just a few months early.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got.
You could always buy a different one. You could always. That's the thing too. Like, again, not financial advice, please. I'm not tax evasion. But that is the strategy you could do, because like the issue again with the ATO would be, like normally if you got to be careful, and I know this is not just in Australia, it's worldwide. If you buy an asset, you sell it strategically before, because you're taking a loss, you're acknowledging a loss to disrupt your profits in that same period of time, to obviously bring it down the amount that you made, your gains. Like if you need to be careful, you buy back that same asset. Like for example, Bitcoin. If you're down, like say you bought Bitcoin at 100K, you sell it 75K now, you're down to, you're taking a 25K loss. But then you buy back Bitcoin straight after, you can actually get done for tax evasion, tax manipulation in certain countries. So to be aware of that. The interesting part about an NFT, Craig, is that they are singular based assets. So technically speaking, you could say you could just change your PFP.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I still haven't made up my mind about this, which is
it's a bloody picture on a screen.
I still don't. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Do I just hold it now into abstract in a year or two? Do I just do that? I just let it ride?
L2s are dead, Craig. Did you not read Vitalik's tweet earlier today?
I did read that, and it hurt my abstract bags. But Greenie, abstract's different. It's the consumer chain.
No, I do agree. And I'm bullish. And that's the reason I haven't sold, is like, I'm bullish on, as Luca likes to pitch it, right? Culture, memetics, innovation, brand. They have a business, but arguably you don't really get access to that business as a holder.
No.
They're iconic. They are also reputable. They are also the best NFT PFP to probably have in 2026. Will they go lower? Most likely. How low will they go? They could go to $3,000 to $5,000. If I'm being realistic, they easily could, which is still another 60% to 30% drawdown from where we are today. Do I still want to hold this longer term? Probably. I mean, if you look at listings, it's under 3%. Ownership is actually up above 5,000, 56%. I'm seeing a lot of people on the timeline buy a Pudgy for the first time because it's affordable, right? The inverse might be actually doubling down and buying a second or a third one, maybe at these levels and at $5,000, really oddly. But my issue is I want to buy a punk if they go lower, and like, rather than holding, well, I mean, we always spoke about this in the past. Like, if you're trading NFTs, and what we spoke about too is why we round tripped our Pudgy Penguin from 20K to 60K US back to 8K where it is today. The reason we round tripped is because we had one and it was our PFP. If we bought 3, we would have nailed that trade. Like we would have walked away very profitable. We would have walked away with like holding this current PFP net 0. Like, and that's the issue that we reflected on that when they pumped to 37, I think, K, before they even got to their highs. We said, damn it, we should have NFTs. Exactly. NFTs are always, you should try and at least get 2 or 3. Yeah. So my thinking is these aren't going away. Luca is not going away. Abstract is coming. Abstract is indirect to Pudgy Penguins, but he's always said, if you're a Pudgy holder, you're going to be rewarded. If you're a streamer on the platform, which I no longer stream on the platform, lol, my apologies, is you're going to be rewarded. Maybe it's actually, a tax loss harvest, it would be smart, but buying more maybe is also a smart trade if you stay patient. I remember buying little pudgies at 0.3 ETH in 2023, sitting on that. Like Easy, for example, bought like 20 little pudgies at 0.3, walked away with the Pengu airdrop, sold like he made like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah, like that's the sort of trade that we are now approaching, and that it just makes me I get so excited by that, because you don't get opportunities like this so often. So if you're watching the show, click follow. We're doing well right now. We got 20 people on my YouTube. Let's bloody go, guys. Click the subscribe button. Okay, we're live every day giving you realistic analysis and up-to-date trend takes. Maybe the trade here is actually buying another Pudgy Penguin or a second Pudgy Penguin, Greg.
Yeah, mate. I mean, at $5,000, I probably would be tempted. Only for the reason of it could get me out of a hole. Like if they pump, it can cover, the profit on one can cover the losses on the second that I'm down by. And sometimes that I feel like I'm in more control then versus capitulating here. I feel if I capitulate here, I guess in other words, I agree with what you're saying. You could turn a bad trade into an okay trade. I think you could. I think that's probably not a bad shout, man. And I think at $5,000, it does scream value to me.
Question.
Yeah.
I think, yes, I agree. I think $6,000 is a buy. I think the question I ask myself, and I want to ask you, is do these then outperform Ethereum? Because that's the trade-off, right? If you're buying these, the goal is to outperform Ethereum in the next year or two.
Yeah. And that's just after I see bullish on Ethereum probably as well.
Yeah, is there enough bullish catalyst for the asset as an NFT to outperform Ethereum in the consequent years?
Ooh. Yeah.
Got him, Jack. Got him.
I don't know. I'm gonna say these outperform Ethereum.
You would assume so, surely. But it'll be an active, aggressive trade. They'll outperform Ethereum for a period of time, but then they might not overall for the cycle. So that's the sort of thing again. Like anything in crypto, if it's a trend, you've got to bloody get in and out. Otherwise, shit goes to zero, man. And it's been so evident. Like we've traded trends all cycles successfully. Like we nailed it on multiple chains, not even just Ethereum, right? Except for our Pudgy Penguin currently. But that was a different thing. I mean, we were promised abstract. Were we promised abstract?
I feel like I don't know if I was promised it, but I feel like communication. Maybe I read too much into it as well. I don't know. Maybe. Who do I blame, Greeny? Do I blame myself or do I blame
you? You got to blame yourself always, Craig. That's a true trader blames themselves, not anything else, not the market, not the founders, not the bloody macroeconomics. You got to you're the one pressing the buttons, guy. Champ, look at yourself in the mirror. Blame yourself, okay? And lady champs as well, not being.
Yeah, I probably think at 5K I'll buy another one. Yeah,
I like that.
5K.
I like that.
I'll buy another one. I think it'll work out well. And it allows me. I actually think it's funny enough. It's funny. I think I'll feel better if I did that versus selling here But
I
that might just
agree.
be ego. I don't know if that's my ego, and not wanting to accept a lot.
Reality that they are going to zero. No, they're not going to zero. That's the thing. I agree. Like, and see what I like, right, is that ownership goes up, listings go down. Like, that is a bullish signal heading into a bearish market. Sure, price is going down, Ethereum's going down, Ethereum's value is going down, but those are two bullish signs that a lot of people are like, no, I love the vision, I love the brand, I love the culture, I love Luca. Let's
I
get
think
in.
the fact I'm scared to buy is probably, look, it's either I'm right and don't buy, or it's an opportunity. And if you think, I guess the reason why you'd buy at 5K is that you're putting a bet on the team to continue to execute. The only question I'd have would be, what have they got left? What can Luca do to move this floor?
Yeah.
What can he do? Like collabs? Like, because obviously you can't drop a token, right?
No.
I don't think.
Yeah, okay. And that's a good question. Would you rather have the same amount of liquidity in a token? See, an NFT is vastly different to a token. Like, I have no qualms buying a token and selling a token. Like, you know that, and people know that. I will just sell it, or I don't give a shit. If it is in validation, I will sell that. An NFT, very emotionally different. Very emotionally different.
Yeah. Which
would you rather own would you rather, like, what, $8,000 a Pengu?
No,
right now?
I wouldn't.
Interesting.
No, not at these levels.
Yeah, agreed. I think we go lower. I think we go lower.
I'm scared to say this. I think Pengu, the token, will go down more than the NFT from here.
What will go up more in the next cycle, though?
I'm going to say possibly the token, unless there's catalyst for the NFT.
Yeah. I would agree with that, right? Like, if the token goes down further, it's going to be more volatile to the upside, right? Like, it's math. And I would agree that it's more liquid, more people can get in. It's more easy to people to buy, right? Because it's fractional, right? It's not an NFT that is a certain price. So I would agree with that. I think the token outperforms. And there's a guy recently joined GTG. It's like, Greeny, I want to buy Pengu. I'm like, nah, brother. It's not on my watch at all. It's like, give me a price. I said, I don't like to predict prices. I will tell you when the bottom looks as though sellers are exhausted and price is forming a proper bottom, whether it's a V-shaped recovery, whether that's just price going sideways. I will tell you, and we'll probably be talking about it live on the show. Nowhere close to something like that.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that's right. I'm not going to touch any memes or altcoins until I see Bitcoin start to bottom out and just crab sideways for some time, just in a tight range of absolute boredom. I'm in no rush to buy these coins, dude. No, thank you. I'm not catching knives on this shite. Like, not putting Pengu shite. It's all shite. Like,
hey, clip that. Hey. Craig said, I'm not going to say it, but Craig just said it.
It's all going to zero.
He just said it again, chat. He just, hey, look what's on the screen, chat. Whoa. Whew.
Doubling down.
Clip it. Make it go viral. Clip it.
That is looking like it's heading to a point, though, that range you've got highlighted there.
If it can hold that, I think that's the juicy range. If it can't hold that and it starts making new lows, that's very bearish. So,
like, I think another 40-50% lower.
Yeah. More, I mean, to get down to these, 50% lower, and it reaches where it was in April last year.
Yeah,
easily. And this is the thing people don't understand. It's like, if you buy $1,000 of this right now, thinking, it's down 80% from its highs, it could still go down another 50%. So you buy $1,000, you've lost $500 trying to knife catch something that is clearly breaking down lower than where it's been. Now, what I would love to see is, how I would trade this is, rather than looking to just buy here, I would rather see price do this, okay? That shows me, sellers are exhausted, reaccumulation, right? Now we're ready. Or I would rather see this and buy that, okay? The second dip where you get the stronger higher low, and that shows me structure has changed. The bears are out, bulls are stepping in, time to roll, right? So again, how long does it take? Could take 6 months, could take a month. We don't know. But But it's interesting. That's how you trade. That's how you learn to trade, rather than just buying randomly now because it's down 80%. It could go down another 80%. You don't even realize that. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, you could put $1,000 in, and in 6 months' time, you might have $300 left.
Yeah, exactly.
Which sucks to see. Like, that really hurts. And especially at this time of the market when people are already feeling pretty bad. Like, that's what another piece of advice I'd probably give to people. If you're hurting, if you've lost money in the market, it's probably not the time to try and out trade this market. I think you're probably going to end up getting hurt more.
Yeah.
And that's going to bring on even more, which I think is probably happening. And I think people will capitulate even more, and they're going to get even more upset. Yeah, it's just, I just don't think that we're nowhere near depression yet.
No, nowhere near it. Let's speak about that. Like, so many people become gurus in a bull market because it's easy. Price only goes up, so it's so easy to capture an early trend, to capture price going up, and you think you're a guru, you think you're bloody good at trading. The real traders know how to trade, not only in a bear market like we're experiencing now, whether they take their foot off the gas and just play the patient time game because they dominate in the bull cycle period, and they're aware of their emotions, their psychology, and where the market conditions are. But people who can trade a chop period where price goes sideways as well as a bear market, they're the people you guys want to be following, okay? And we've nailed that. I know I talk about this often and I keep saying it, but like, I want us to grow, and I want more people to watch out. I lost bloody connection again. What's happening? What's happening? I was in the middle of a euphoric speech. Anyways, let's go back.
Start again. Rewind.
Hold on. If you know how to make money in a bear market, if you know how to make money in a sideways period where prices is just chopping sideways, okay, those are the sort of people that you want to be trying to follow, right? Not these people who only know how to make money in bull market conditions, because they don't know how to trade. They don't know. They just got lucky. They just got lucky on a trend, lucky in a good environment where price only goes up. So it takes years of experience to learn how to trade properly in all market conditions. And we do that on this show. We talk about that on this show, and we do that in the GTG community. Sign up down below.
Yeah, every day, all day, baby.
Every day.
Yeah. The good news for the viewers out there, I think, is if you stick around, all the influencers and all those people that can't really trade will vanish, and you'll probably be left with the real traders. Real's probably a harsh word. Traders that know what they're doing, builders that actually are here to build. That's what I found. That's what I enjoyed last bear market, which I didn't think I would, is I made so many good connections last bear market. Like, and that's where you mentioned, oh, Craig, you know everybody. The reason why I ended up knowing everybody, I don't know everyone, but I know a lot, is that I was still trading in the bear. And I think people noticed that I stuck around as well. Mm-hmm. And what happened from that, which I didn't realize would happen, is that when I ended up building this brand with you and I reached out to those people, they actually DM'd me back. Yeah. And they were like, yeah, dude, cool, I'll jump on. Yeah. And I think if I hadn't stuck around and I just came back in the bull, they would have been like, dude, you've just come back in the bull. You're just not a real, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not here for the right reasons, and you're just using me for clout to grow your channel now, which we are, right, in a way.
It's a symbiosis relationship is where
it is. And don't get me wrong, I also want the audience to be introduced to that person. So it's to actually put quality people in front of the audience. Yeah. But I think that happened because I stuck around. So I think if you stick around, opportunities will open up, because the builders out there, the devs out there, the artists out there, if you're into NFTs, they will notice who's left, because you do. It gets quite quiet. Yeah. Last bear market got pretty quiet. So the tide goes out and you get to see who everybody really is as well. And you'll notice a lot of people will disappear, man. And it does get quiet.
It's already happening.
It's already happening now. I mean, even you and I spoke offline. Now that InfoFi's gone, mm-hmm. Oh man, the timeline's way better for me, bro. I'm not seeing the e-girls come on. No hate to the e-girls. You've got your space. I get it. You've got your own game. Putting up thirst trap photos, going, I'm so excited about this launch. I'm like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, God bless them.
These are euphoria, bull cycle.
Just passengers. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? people coming to the bull market for
Manipulators. Like,
yeah, that as well. And look, not just the girls, there's plenty of guys out there that do it too. So I actually like that InfoFi's gone. You and me were so bullish on InfoFi at the start. Like Cato, dude, that was awesome, dude. It was actually it was a great time to connect at the start, but then it just turned to trash, dude. And I'm so glad it went, because I think it also got rid of a lot of those plastic or fake traders that were polluting the timeline and probably making it harder for genuine people who wanted to learn to trade or were looking for quality information. I think the good content got drowned out by trash, and it actually got frustrating, probably, I think, as a creator, because you obviously just had these InfoFi groups that were forming Telegram groups that would put up a post, go to the Telegram, post it, and have 500 people, like, subscribe, and make comment, everyone. And like, it's just one big circle jerk, dude. Like,
it is, dude. That's a great way to put it. It is a good way to put it.
And hey, Craig, I followed you on Cato. Can you follow me back? Getting those DMs all the time. Are you a smart follower? Blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, that got revolting.
It's just fake. It's fake. It's just like glorified fakeness.
It's like high school again. Like, it felt like, are you in this clique? Got a bit, I prefer the people to be put on a pedestal who bring genuine information, real content, real good, solid trading advice for the foundation of education and analytics, versus these people that were just like, I'm popular, you should follow my calls. It's like, shucks, man. Like, I can't wait for the bull market, the bear market, man. Get rid of all the...
We are in the bear market. I can't wait for later in the bear market.
Yes, get rid of all the tourists and leave the real traders, the real builders, and the real people that really want to understand how to trade. Because as well, for you and me, we then get to, the people that continue to watch us, dude, are, I think, going to be quality people as well.
100%. You're going to learn. You're going to learn a lot, for sure. Like, we've got 15 years of crypto experience between us. But you've got to, exactly. You guys understand. And you guys you aren't the tourists. You guys are tuning in at the best time. And I say this so often.
It's the best time now, man. Now.
The best time to be active in crypto is now through to the rest of the bear market. Then walk away when it's euphoric and start scaling profit and everyone comes back and your grandma or your auntie's cousin's neighbor comes and says, oh, wait, Greenie, crypto. Sell. And then you'll be so happy for it. Greg, daily close continues to go lower. It just looks like we're falling off a cliff. Falling off a cliff.
On a side note, I see we spoke about this as well. You're obviously getting more and more prominent people starting to say we're in a bear market, so that's nice. Welcome, guys. You're about
6 months late, Soz.
I saw Mando today talking to Thread Guy, and he made a comment that he's now calling for 60K. I agree.
We've been saying that for ages.
Correct. And now that you've got those people saying that now, you're going to get more and more and more and more people saying that. And it's going to go lower and lower and lower.
It's time to click the buy.
Oh, man. So, yeah, dude.
On that point, you'll also, this happened last cycle. You'll see a lot of people when, in retrospect to last cycle, 2023, Bitcoin got to 16, 15K, and people going, no, it's going to $9,000, it's going to $10,000. I'll buy at $12,000. They missed the whole move, right? It'll be the same here. It'll get to the 60K range where I see extreme value, and I'll be accumulating, and people go, no, Greenie, I'll be buying at 38K. Or no, Greenie, I'll be buying at 47K. Like, it's like, stick to a plan, listen to people who've been in this industry for 10 years, and maybe you'll walk away with a good trading plan and a good trading process.
Yeah, just like the people that wanted 250K Bitcoin, right?
Exactly.
And it didn't sell. It's the same thing. The same people who didn't sell the top won't buy the bottom. I won't buy the bottom either. I'll probably have a buy near the bottom, but it won't be the buy. I'll buy multiple times from 69 and below. So I'm not going to time the bottom. I'm not good enough to time the bottom, nor am I good enough to time the top. I've had 2 bulls now, and even though this one I did really well, and I got close to timing the top, again, I only sold 10% of my bag at the top. So, and I'm plugged in, dude. Like, I'm watching this thing like a hawk. So if you've got a normal job, IRL, and then you're trading, I can only imagine how tricky that is to time the market, man.
Will we get 60K region today?
Today? Yes. I'll do that for the clip.
All right, chat, you heard it here live. Craig just announced that we will have 60K region on Bitcoin today.
On tomorrow's show, we can talk about it. No, I don't think 60K today.
No.
But
not 60K specifically, 60K region. That is an announcement to all of you who are tuning in live today, right now.
60K region?
Yeah, 60K region.
Oh, sorry, yes. Oh, maybe, dude. Yes. 69 today, maybe.
It's not far away. I mean, if we have a look at price right now, like it's only 4%. It's only 4%.
Yeah, possibly. Shucks in the 60s. Oh.
Like, look at this. This daily candle yesterday was 3.5%.
I just these moves are getting quite fast to the downside.
It's getting close.
Like, look at those candles, dude.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Champ over here is just bloody sending it upwards. Like, what's going on here, bro? Like, crazy.
Yeah, what a beast, eh? What a beast. Damn it. I'm so sidelined on this.
Look, hey, I'm sidelined, but I'm playing time. I'm playing time.
I will buy, but I'm going to get a big bag of this, dude. This and Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy
it. Going lower. Whoever asked.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever asked.
I don't think these are going to, I don't know how these are going to go, man.
Nah.
With NFTs pulling back like that.
Plus the tax on these tokens.
Watch the flywheel at work, ladies and gents. It's going to be
the flywheel on the downside.
It's going to be horrific. No, I'd probably keep away from that. I think keep it simple at this stage of the market. I'm not going to get exotic at all, bro. I'm going to be the most boring trader in the bear, meaning I will just back the truck up on conviction plays. I'm not going to have a whole bunch of coins. I just want 3 to 5 big bets. Again, that's why I did this last bull run. I didn't spread myself too thin. Way easier. It was way easier than when I traded altcoins in 21. That was a nightmare at the end. Trying to get exits on 30 altcoins is horrific.
I think the strategy is to go bigger. Like, same again. My starting, like, I nailed a lot this cycle, but I also got a lot wrong. And I was too sporadic with my allocation in the bear market year. I had AVAX, I had I don't even remember, some gaming exposure. I got rid of that luckily and like early enough. Beam and stuff way back in 21 because that was the trend from previously, and that's what you got to be adaptable in this industry. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make money. You're not going to win over time. You're not going to be consistent unless you're adaptable. So for me, it just screams buy a ton of Bitcoin. Look at stuff like Hyperliquid, which has a lot of strength. Look at brands like Rect that aren't going away, but will give you good value once a bear market is confirmed. Maybe something like Pengu, but if I'm buying another Pudgy Penguin, I probably don't want to triple dip into Pengu as well, right?
Yeah.
But maybe you open some longs, some low leverage longs, sit on them for a few months and walk away with millions of profit in the coming years. That's the goal. That is the goal.
That is the goal. Have you got any friends reaching out to you about crypto at all?
No, I don't. Mates. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty lonely, Craig. I need to actually catch up with people. I've worked too much and I stay at home too often. I need to get out. It's been poor. I'm actually playing golf with a mate on Sunday, which is good. So
yeah, that is good.
That'll be good. But no, I actually haven't chatted to a lot of people about it. The really interesting part about this though is engagement actually hasn't gone down for me. I actually think engagement is doing better, and maybe that's the algo's different. Like even right now, I've got 20 people watching on you, 21 people on YouTube. That's the highest it's been for a while. So guys, if you're watching on YouTube, smash the sub because we're live every day and been live every day for 2+ years, telling you how it works, how the markets move. Like I actually think as I say, I get bullish in a period like this because it's reaccumulation. It's opportunity that we have not seen for a long time. Where value is in price, but value is also in time. And that doesn't happen very often.
No. And also I think, am I right, just for tomorrow's stream will be delayed?
Yes. We'll be a little bit later tomorrow, guys. Probably like a 9:30 start, maybe. I'll have to, something like that. We'll probably start at 9:30 tomorrow. So that'll be 6:30 EST. Last comment here from BBJGS. Thanks for the new follow as well on Kick. See, we did speak about this earlier in the show. You don't think Punkster is a good bet for punks though. Maybe it is if you can't buy a punk specifically, but you're basically, as Craig said, it's a leverage play on punks, right? You need NFTs to be bought. If punks aren't getting bought, then there's no drive to the token, right? Like not buying now, but deep there is a good price if offered. Well, I mean, yeah, but 90%, like you're trying to knife catch something when it's already down 90% and it could go down another 90%. So you got to be so careful. I think, and I said this earlier in the show, like we're going through a price capitulation right now, but it's time capitulation that a lot of people aren't prepared for. So we will, like, price could aggressively, like Solana could go down to $50 in the next couple of weeks, but it could stay at $50 for the next 6 months. That's what people don't understand. So you will have time. If you're looking to buy an asset because you like it or you like the culture or you want to have exposure to it, sure. But you will have time. Trust me, you will have time. That is how a bear market works. I'm heading into my third proper bear cycle. That is how it works. You will have time to accumulate whatever you want. Hopefully it's the right things.
Yeah, agreed. There's no rush at all. Is there, for like those strategy coins, tokens, is there an execution risk whereby the person who owns the keys to that said wallet, whatever those tokens are, can they just pack up shop and go, yeah?
I don't think so. I think it's programmed.
Okay, yeah. So there's no human that can just go, yeah, that's me, guys, I'm out. Okay, cool. Okay.
I think the guy that created it is very reputable as well.
Okay. Yeah, then probably a bear market low might, if you can't afford the punt, then that might not be a bad shout.
Yeah.
But like you just said, no rush, dude. No,
you'll
rush.
have time. You'll have ample time.
Well, you may not know it's the bottom, but it looks different to now.
Yeah, like look, for example, like here's the bottom on Solana in 2023. Look how long price went sideways. All right. You dumped here. So from here to here, it went sideways for a whole year. Yes, this is a range of what? Like 70%, which is crazy because price is so low. A range of 240%. Sure, you're not trying to time the bottom. Okay. But it went sideways for a whole year. And sure, you don't necessarily look like, sure, Easy bought at $11. I bought at 17. Amazing, right? And you caught a huge trade. But even if you just watch this form, a bottom form like this on whatever the asset is that you're trying to accumulate, look what can happen after the fact, right? And you have, look, this opportunity, right, to capture a whole big move. You had ample time to sell here. That's a 5x with $50,000. That's $250. That's $250,000 if you just played the time game. And that's what we're trying to educate you on this channel is learn time, not necessarily price, because they both work well as strategies when investing and when trading. All right.
Yeah. The time for fast profit is gone.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be fast profit. There's not going to be big moves. The odd meme coin.
Yes. The odd meme coin. Of course. That'll always in any market,
But whether you can catch it or not is another thing. Right. But other than that, those fast gains we saw in the bull are gone, and they're going to be slow gains now. So it's the hardest thing, probably the hardest thing for traders to do is be patient. Patience is so hard. As humans, we're not patient, myself included. So you've got to teach yourself. It's an internal battle. So yeah, patience sucks because hitting buy feels good, right? You want to get in a trade, you want to watch it go up. It's good. You're just not getting that dopamine feedback loop at the moment. I think that's probably what a lot of people are struggling with. You're not getting that daily validation that you're a good trader like you used to get. You're not getting any feedback loop. In fact, the feedback loop at the moment is no, you're wrong, down. So it feels bad. So, those people that are knife catching, just don't do it, man. Don't do it.
You got time. You got time, brother. You and sister. Like you've got time. Just wait. Just stay patient. Watch our show. Turn notifications on YouTube. Turn notifications on our Twitter, and watch our show. We will update you in real time.
Yeah, Greeny will tell you when he's buying. I'll tell you when I'm buying. I'm close to buying Bitcoin, dude.
Yeah, same. I've got my first order at 70. I swing traded the 75 and I took profit on that. So I got my next big order, well, not big order, but next DCA order is at 70. That's it. Yeah,
I'll go in at around there as well. I'll dip my feet in. I won't go heavy though, not here.
No.
50s range. Right?
Weekly order block at 57. See you there in a few months' time. GG's.
Yeah, agreed. 50, I start getting very aggressive, dude. very aggressive.
Oh yeah,
But then
if
again,
we go
patience.
sub 60, if we go sub 60, I'm looking my lips. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that.
And I think a lot of people will start stepping in there too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of retail will go, hang on, that's not too bad. So I'll be stepping in there. You'll be stepping in there. I'm sure a lot of other traders who've been trading Bitcoin for some time will go, yeah. So I think you'll see price hopefully respond at those levels. Maybe it won't. I don't really care because in 2-3 years' time, I think it'll work out. But unfortunately, or fortunately, you're going to have to hold. It's time, like you said, and time's hard.
Yeah, exactly. Last comment, because I mean, 90-minute streams. Hey, you guys are getting lucky. We're running overtime the last 2 days. The point being is, if you struggle emotionally, psychologically, and you're trying to make money in the short term, you think about a longer term plan and put it somewhere that is arguably so hard for you to access that you don't even bother. That is the secret. If you're someone emotionally and psychology, come and watch, join us in GTG and watch our show daily. But beside that point, just put it out of arm's reach. Put it in another, give it to your parents, whatever it is, right? That's probably the strategy. Actually, Craig, I bought a, whatever you call this, a ledger ages ago, and I still haven't used it because I haven't had anything to put on it yet. But I have a $70 voucher for Bitcoin. And I was like, well, hold on a minute. If I buy $70 of Bitcoin at 120, that's going to be worth pennies. So I waited and waited, and here we are. I'm going to allocate my 70 US into Bitcoin maybe around now. So I'll get way better value. So
True.
There's a strategy.
Yeah, well played. Well played. Yeah, that's funny. You might triple your money on that bad boy. No, good move. Yeah, I think a ledger is probably a good move. Buy some Bitcoin, put it on there so it's real niggly to sell it, and then just tell yourself you're not looking at it again until 27, 28. And it's definitely a good thing to have a ledger. It just makes it harder to buy, makes it harder to sell, and move things around. And I did that this bull run. I had a lot of my Bitcoin on there, and it was a good thing to do because it makes you think about your moves more.
Yeah. Yes.
And you won't tend to sell something to buy something else as much, which you can get tempted. If it's just on a wallet on your computer and say you want to buy a Pudgy at 5, and you're like, oh, I don't have 5K on me right now. You go and sell Bitcoin at the bottom to do that. You end up doing silly things. I do. Yeah. I end up being too much of a spontaneous.
Exactly. That's why I said that point. So no, I really like that. Craig, huge show. YouTube is loving our show at the moment. So guys, if you're watching on YouTube, sub to the channel. We're live every day. It says 183 views on this one already. That's like a record in the past week or two. So that's good, guys. Hey, I appreciate your support. We're giving it. We're finally getting some good clout. It's good. It's good. It's nice to see. Big show. Two back-to-back huge shows. As we said earlier, we'll be a little bit delayed tomorrow, probably 9:30, I'd assume, which should be fine. So half an hour later than usual for those who tune in. And we'll be back tomorrow. Great show, Craig. Great show.
Yeah, cheers, Greeny. Thanks, everyone. As Greeny said, we'll be a little bit delayed tomorrow, but also as Greeny said, all through the bear, we'll be talking about it. We'll be talking about price. There's going to be no surprises like, oh, we bought, why didn't you? We'll talk through our trades. Hey, maybe we might even get some wrong, we'll get some right, but you go on a journey with us and you'll see how we trade, and I think you'll learn a lot. I think if you tune in now for the next year, I think you will be quite thankful in future years to come. Not financial advice, but I think it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. So relax, don't try catch any knives, educate yourself, learn, build a brand if you need to. If you need to go on a holiday, now's the time. Step away from the screen. People that are locking in now to try catch knives, don't do that. And have a break if you need it. I'll put out a post if you're fried from the bull, don't keep trading. The profit's not there. The risk reward's not there right now, guys. So just relax, learn. It's a good time to learn right now.
It is a good time to learn.
Finally, we've all got the time now.
Exactly.
So perps, all that stuff you've been putting off that you don't want to do, now's the time.
Come and join us in GTG. Come and join us in GTG, where we're building out this whole massive educational ecosystem. For trading, for crypto, for trends, whatever it is. So check it out. Great show. See you guys tomorrow. A little bit delay, as we said. Thanks for hanging with us today. As always, drop a follow, drop a sub. Go follow us on Market Mates on Instagram and Twitter, because we drop our clips there and updates there as well, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Very much appreciate it. And Craig, have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow, mate.
Thanks, Greeny. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.
Bye-bye.